welcome to my 30th Wild Watches video. Today I shall be talking about the movies I watched in the month of June 2018. I shall talk about them individually starting now. The first movie I watched was Lake Placid Legacy. This is a hard reboot of a series that was comedic from start to finish until this movie, which takes itself in a dark and serious approach. I liked it. The second movie I watched was Zombie Bloodbath. Todd Sheets knows how to be ambitious on a budget, and it really shows in this film. I enjoyed it for what it was decent. Not his best work, but still highly memorable. The third movie I watched was The House of Forbidden Secrets, one of Todd Sheets' newer films, and easily one of his best. Everything about this movie is just, well, great. The fourth movie I watched was Evidence. This is a found-footage, Bigfoot-esque movie. The last 15 minutes to half an hour are utterly insane. I enjoyed the hell out of it, except for some really annoying and dumb characters. The fifth movie I watched was Death Sentence. Not one to usually cry in action movies, I was stunned by how powerful this movie was. The sixth movie I watched was Steel Dawn. Patrick Swayze was the man. This film is really well shot, action-packed, highly entertaining, and has a great cast of characters. The seventh movie I watched was Death Wish from 2018. Solid remake of a solid classic. A lot of people look down on this and say it's just Bruce Willis cashing in a paycheck. I disagree. He put some effort into this, and more than I thought he was going to. The eighth movie I watched was Beyond Skyline. Have you ever wondered if you could watch a movie with absolutely no character development and still have tons of action throughout? Well, look no further than Beyond Skyline. The ninth movie I watched was Sabretooth. Wow, this brought back memories. The effects are bad in the CGI department, but the animatronics are really good. I liked the characters, and everything about the plot seemed feasible. The 10th movie I watched was Escape from L.A. Despite my review for this movie, it's grown on me. It really has. It's really entertaining. It is a sort of, it is a parody of action movies from the time, and even though the CGI is terrible, I still enjoy it. The 11th movie I watched was Zombie Bloodbath 2. This blew the first one out of the water. It's engaging, entertaining, it has great characters, it's really sick and twisted. I loved it. The 12th movie I watched was Zombie Bloodbath 3. I don't hate it. I actually really don't. But the constant use of the F-word and the over-the-top characters was enough to kind of annoy me. Still, the film is well done, and I will give it credit for that, amongst other things. The 13th movie I watched was Zombie Rampage. Now, Zombie Rampage is one of Todd Sheets' earlier films, I believe from 1989 or 1991, whichever, and it's got heart and passion. Sure, it's a jumbled mess, but it's still worth the watch if you're into shot-on-video movies. The 14th movie I watched was Alligator, the almighty Alligator. This is probably my favorite Jaws ripoff. It is so classy, and it's so memorable. I absolutely love this movie. Probably even more than Orca and Piranha. I grew up with this one more, though, so that could speak for itself. The 15th movie I watched was Dominion, a vampire cult trying to take over the world via a heavy metal group or hard rock group. Interesting. Todd Sheets definitely has some great ideas, and some ideas from Salem's Lot, but still, I enjoyed it. It had some cool stuff, and I liked the cop characters, as well as the elderly lady. The 16th movie I watched was Dolly Dearest. This was earnest and scary. I didn't expect it to be as scary as it was. Fucking, these dolls are terrifying. The 17th movie I watched was Jurassic World Falling into Her. It's okay. It's not terrible. I mean, it could have been a lot better, but it also could have been so much worse. But I like the direction the series is going in. The 18th movie I watched was Pinocchio's Revenge. Kevin Tenney directed this movie, and he does a good job. I mean, it is not the best killer doll movie, or puppet movie for that matter, but it still delivers on some goods. The 19th movie I watched was Goblin. This 1993 Todd Sheets movie is something. It's not that great. The Goblin isn't in the movie a whole lot, but there are some good kills and some interesting storylines and characters. The 20th movie I watched was Dreaming Purple Neon. This is probably my favorite Todd Sheets movie next to House of Forbidden Secrets and Bone Hill Road, along with Zombie Bloodbath 2. This movie is just the best. It has tons of gore and awesome characters and fun times to be had, as well as gross out moments that are just insane. The 21st movie I watched was The People That Time Forgot, the sort of lackluster sequel to The Land That Time Forgot from 1977. It's okay. I mean, it could have been like the first, but it feels kind of dry and wasted. The 22nd movie I watched was The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. This is classic, and I absolutely love it. The effects are great, the characters are interesting, and it's just a lot of fun. The 23rd and final movie I watched in the month of June of 2018 was Nightmare Asylum. Todd Sheets went for the insanity of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, but stretched out the dinner scene to an hour and 15-minute feature length. Fucking A, this movie's crazy. I dig it, but it's sometimes a bit too crazy for people who don't expect it to be that much of an insanity thrill ride. Nightmare Asylum is exactly as the title suggests. And those are it. Those are the 23 movies I watched in the month of June 2018. Lion Brian Gatto, host of Horror Show Entertainment. Make sure to like my Facebook page in the description below and leave comments and subscribe.